guys, this guy is so funny. He used the F word. Somebody get this guy a laugh track because he used the word that means sex. Deaf Noodles is not funny. Yes, I know these aren't noodles, these are macaroni. I ate the noodles yesterday, so I couldn't film with them anymore. So you're just gonna have to settle like it's 1607. I'm probably unfunny too, as you saw from that last joke. I'm just weird and people dig that sometimes. Sure, I do try to use that to be funny sometimes, but it doesn't always work. However, I don't claim to be a comedian or get mad when somebody calls me unfunny.
Oh, by the way, it's not meant to be a joke title at all, because he's not funny. We all know he doesn't do comedy. He does hard-hitting news.
Gonna cry?
I also don't believe that performing at comedy clubs automatically makes you funny.
Steph Duty likes to call himself a comedian, but everybody knows he's not really a comedian. He doesn't know what a joke sounds like. He's never been inside a comedy club.
I just took a DNA test.
Deaf Noodles' humor is like tumor humor, but without the M-O-R in tumor and the H-U in humor. In other words, they're just cancerous. My dad doesn't love me, can you tell? Anyway, we're gonna watch one of Deaf Noodles' videos to make sure he's still unfunny.
Irrelevant news. So Kanye West has finally called truce on his all-out war against his ex-wife Kim Kardashian's new boo, Pete Davidson.
I've learned that using all caps makes people feel like I'm screaming at them.
I don't know about you folks, but I'm glad that Kanye's learning new and very obvious things every day.
Was that a joke? I'm sorry you couldn't hear me because I accidentally hit the macaroni. But was that a joke? Hold on, let me rewind. Give me a second. Yeah, I checked again. Was that a joke?
Anyway, moving on to Dixie D'Amelio, who recently had a very nice interaction with paparazzi.
You're not looking! That's why!
No matter how much time passes, how much humanity evolves, and how much this world changes, one thing always stays the same. The paparazzi will always treat people like cattle.
Okay, I genuinely don't know if that was a joke. I don't know if it's a joke or not because he is using irony, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he was trying to be funny. Maybe he was just making like a comparison to make his point. So I'm a little confused. Was I supposed to laugh? I know he's saying that the paparazzi treat people terribly, but are we supposed to laugh at that as well, or is it just a statement? I can't tell if what he just said was meant to be funny or not because he has that facial expression. He has that smirk that people have when they want to laugh at their own joke, but they don't know if it's safe to laugh or not because no one's laughing. Or in this case, he doesn't know if we're laughing or not, so he can't laugh. So he's just holding it in, and that's translating into a smirk. And so I'm not sure if I'm supposed to laugh or not. I didn't hear anything funny. Did y'all? I'm like...
Anyway, folks, moving on to Valkyrae, who recently reacted to Addison Rae falling for the same blue light skincare brand scam that she fell for months ago.
I stayed up very late last night. I went down a rabbit hole of reading everything about the Addison Rae thing, and I read a lot.
Now, in all seriousness, folks, it's been pretty interesting to see the double standard between what happened with Valkyrae and Addison Rae, because Rae got absolutely decimated online upon announcing this skincare brand. However, Addison Rae has been able to promote and sell this product absolutely unscathed. If anything, it says a lot about both of their audiences. Rae's audience appears to be far more aware of reality, and Addison Rae's audience appears to be just a whole bunch of 8-year-olds. Took a long walk to get to that punchline.
What punchline? Am I insane? Do I need to call the insane asylum? Because I certainly have the gestures of an insane person, but I don't know if y'all are seeing what I'm seeing or hearing what I'm hearing. Oh my gosh. Oh, I don't know what's going on. Okay, let me just look up what a punchline is to make sure that I'm not insane. Okay, so a punchline is the final phrase or sentence of a joke or story, providing the humor or some other crucial element. Okay, so Deaf Noodles' punchline falls under other crucial element because there's no humor in that.
I just can't believe this happened. I can't believe it. My agent did message me and she said, Bish, you better not say anything. I am well aware of the fact that I can very much still get sued.
Oh, come on, Ray. Please keep talking about it. The brand's already in the toilet, and there's a huge drama drought going on right now, so people definitely need something to talk about.
Hello, Poison Control. Yeah, I just watched another Deaf Noodles video.
And speaking of having things to talk about, notorious cupcake aficionado and little kid lover EDP445 has been making a return to the internet. He recently popped up on several live stream platforms, and people also found out that he now has a TikTok account, having several videos getting millions of views and gaining tens of thousands of followers every single day. And notably, this is what is in his TikTok bio.
Life has a tendency of repeating itself.
Yes, folks, this motherfucker who looks like he's halfway through pushing out Montezuma's Revenge literally was caught red-handed trying to finagle a 12-year-old girl.
You know, maybe it's a good thing that Deaf Noodles doesn't have one funny bone in his body, because at least now, when feminists accuse people who say Hannah Gadsby is unfunny of being misogynistic, they can point to Deaf Noodles and be like, hey, he's a man, and he's super unfunny. So, there we go. Equality for all. Thank you, Deaf Noodles. Thank you.
And now he's saying that life repeats itself on a platform filled with children. Where the fuck is the FBI? Seriously, what the fuck is going on with social media platforms, and why do they allow P-words to just so freely move and continue to exist like nothing ever fucking happened?
Guys, this guy is so funny. He used the F word. Somebody get this guy a laugh track because he used the word that means sex.
Seems like David Dobrik is trying to manifest some self-awareness.
Dude, people have to travel more. It like changes your entire life.
No way, bruh. Traveling changes your entire life. Dude, I had no idea.
Like now I'm getting better at like understanding people, I think. Like,
bruh, you have no idea. Like, meeting people actually shows you that there are other people out there. Isn't that crazy?
I'm actually learning from these trips, which I didn't think I would. Like, I'm learning more about people and like what they enjoy and stuff, and I didn't think I would.
Dude, you have to understand that if you meet people, you're going to start to learn that people are different than you.
This joke is dragging for too long. And to top it off, it's not even funny. Wasn't funny in the first place, and it's overstaying its welcome. Wow, what a combination. Thank you, Deaf Noodles. Thank you. I know the joke is that David Dobrik is stupid, but Deaf Noodles, you can't even make one good joke. So, you know, maybe some self-reflection next time before calling somebody stupid, before you show your double negative IQ.
We're gonna sue Floyd Mayweather.
Yo, what's good with this? Are we? What's good with the conversation about this? Last night you were doing one of these. Are we saying that or what?
He hasn't sued him yet.
Oh, got it.
We're still talking
Got
about
it.
it. There's still conversations that are happening.
They're telling me that Logan Paul just told all of us that he is currently not suing Floyd Mayweather yet, and that, well, in doing so, he inadvertently exposed his brother Jake Paul for lying again. Because if you'll remember, the person who actually told the media that Logan Paul was suing Floyd Mayweather was Jake Paul. I'm glad that some things ever change, folks.
Deaf Noodles, have you considered other career paths beside comedy? How about farming? I bet you could fertilize a lot of crops with all that BS you talk about serving people. I'm not gonna say who, but that's right, I'm salty. And you know what's good to release that saltiness? Some humor. I guess I'm just gonna stay salty.
I really do think I'm gonna make a run for president when I'm 35. Like that ass.
What would be your first policy you want?
I don't know.
Wait a minute. Logan Paul wants to run for president, and yet he doesn't know any policy? Well, it's good to see he's overqualified for the position.
For goodness sakes. Nick Jr. has funnier jokes than this. Nick Jr. Nick freaking Jr. Not Big Nick. Jr. His little brother. I don't think I've even laughed once at any of his jokes this whole video. I've laughed harder at a broken fan than I've had at this. Heck, I've laughed harder at a fully functioning fan than I've laughed at this video. And yes, broken fans are funnier than fully functioning fans. I'm tired. I just hope this video gets lots of views. his jokes are so predictable and basic, and some of them aren't even jokes. And there's nothing special about the delivery either. He's just sitting there smirking, thinking that what he's saying is so funny, when it's not. In addition, some of the jokes take too long or are repetitive. Anyway, I'm done. Bye-bye.